Ladies, what is the most obvious hint you've dropped that went unnoticed by a guy? I asked a girl to stay over and she made a joke about how she would, if only she had a toothbrush. My brain decided that this was a clearly insurmountable issue and I said, well, that's a shame. F my life. Early interaction with my boyfriend. Me, that suit looks great on you. It would look better on the floor. Him, that would wrinkle the suit. Nothing reminds you better how unattractive you are than reading these sorts of threads and realizing no woman has ever dropped any hint remotely similar to these to you. I look back on it now and see how I totally missed the hint. In college, a girl in my class came over to study, and when it got late, she ended up wanting to stay. I had a couch in my room and said she could sleep on the couch. When I was getting ready for bed, I usually have a hard time falling asleep. Do you want to lay down together and watch Netflix with me? Me, nah, I got a test tomorrow. But hey, I got an A on that damn test. Christina, if you're out there, I'm not gay, I just oblivious to hints. He asked if I had a boyfriend and said he was nervous to try start something with me. I explicitly said no I don't, and you shouldn't be. Yet he does nothing. 4 months later we eventually end up going out, still together now. In high school, a girl invited me to her house after school and brought me up to her room. Once we were there, she excused herself to go change in the bathroom. She was in there about 10 minutes. Then her mom came home and immediately started yelling at her for having a boy over, and I had to leave. She, the daughter, walked me outside and said, I'm not sure why you didn't try anything when I was naked in the bathroom, so she thought that was a huge hint. Meanwhile, I'm thinking, she seemed 100% into me and it seemed like we were about to hook up, but why the F would I barge into the bathroom to watch her change? Maybe that's what she wanted, but with someone else, I could have ended up labeled as a sexual predator. There was another time that I was alone at a beach at night with a girl in my class, and she suggested that we go skinny dipping. When we were both naked and dripping wet, I tried to make a move, and she shut me down immediately saying that she didn't mean to send me signals. Anyway, my advice for people is not to take/give hints. Be mature and talk about it. A guy repeatedly invited me to his place to watch movies. We'd watch movies and sometimes he'd rest his head on my lap or gently massage my shoulders. I didn't realize what his intentions were until a friend opened my eyes. College, hanging out with a girl after class talking about studying for MSIS, Management Information Systems, / how to properly use Excel in the data business sense. We're walking along and we start chatting about ourselves, life, and whatever. She asked me if I was single and I said I was. Then she said, want to come study at my place? My dumbass said, thanks, but I need to go finish my homework. Either way, nice with talking with you. See you next class. Halfway through walking to my dorm, the realization hit me. I'm a effing dumbass. My then not boyfriend and I were waiting at the train station on my train home. He would leave with the bus after it arrived. My train came and I thought F it and kissed my then not boyfriend on the mouth. Immediately after, I jumped on the train, on which the doors then closed. I didn't see his reaction nor felt it, so I sat pretty anxious on the train, thinking I ruined it all. About 5 minutes later, I got a text saying, that was meant as a friend's kiss, right? LOL, bless his heart. Last summer I was doing my best to seduce who was my current boyfriend. We were going swimming at a friend's house, and while they were changing into their bathing suits in the house, me and him make our way to the pool. I take advantage of this moment to strip in front of him, as sensual as possible. Bathing suit was underneath my clothes. He runs past me, full sprint, and cannonballs into the pool. Like 2 years ago, I was staying at my aunt's house because my parents were away. My cousin had some friends over. They were in the pool and I was watching TV inside. One of the girls came upstairs and said, I'm going to get changed. Can you come with me? I politely said no, and she walked away. 5 minutes later, I think about what just happened and thought, wait. Shit. She invited me in for coffee after a date. I don't drink coffee, and it was 11 p.m. I politely declined and went home. Had no clue coffee meant sex. Every single hint. One time in grade 6, when the teacher was out, Quite literally, the entire class turned my way and told me XYZ likes you. Me, being the little shit I was, turned to look at her, then faced the class and said no, and carried on with my work. Did not realize they were telling the truth till years later. Up and until this day, I'm pretty fucking stupid. Just before Corona hit, I was chatting to a cute, slightly older girl at my uni. The conversation was going really well, even though it was our first proper one. Despite throwing obvious hints she's interested in me, touching my arm, compliments, etc., my insecure ass cuts it short to let her get to class or something, and I leave with my equally dumb friend. My biggest regret from that situation is that I didn't even ask for her number. And I forgot her name. So F me, I guess. I knew this girl for a year and had kinda had feelings for her the whole time. We got close for a few weeks, and one time I'm watching some films at hers. It gets late and I start to head out. She says, "I don't want you to go." Thinking she was just feeling lonely or whatever, I follow her upstairs and we get in bed and do nothing. Lights go out, we start going to sleep. I'm sitting there the whole time thinking, damn, I wish I had the balls to make a move, but don't. Then she sits up, takes her top off in a way I couldn't possibly miss, and lies down again. Still, I don't get that she's trying to make moves on me. 10 minutes later, she finally gives up and just kisses me. She mocked me about this for months after. One time I was texting my boyfriend and told him that I bought a vibrator for the nights he was away at work, or something rather. His exact response was, "Oh cool, what color?" I sent him a pic of it and he replied with, "Can you put it up your butt too?" I sent him a text replying, "Come over and find out," and he replied 2 minutes later, "Never mind, I just Googled it. You are really cute and I like you," met with complete silence. Later on, that dude told me that he does not accept compliments well. We have already planned the next few dates. I love to share this one. A long time before my husband and I started dating, we were partying in my apartment. He said he was going to crash on the couch. I told him, "You can come sleep in my bed." I shit you not, he said, "Well, where would you sleep? I can't kick you out of your bed." Once after a first date dinner in a parking lot around 8 p.m., the conversation went something like, "Me, so I had a really good time, hopefully we can see each other again. What are you up to for the rest of the night?" Her, "Nothing, the rest of my night is totally free." Me, "Cool, have a relaxing one then, I'm going to head home. Talk to you later." About 5 minutes after I got home, I realized I was stupid. Called her and we went back out to walk around downtown and sing karaoke. Later I married her, so she was okay with the whole stupidity thing. I had basically moved in with him because his ex had basically moved herself into my apartment, and I kept coming home from work to find random guys from Tinder she was effing there. Long story. Anyway, I was at his house all the time, and went from sleeping on the couch to sleeping in his room on the extra mattress to sleeping in his bed to cuddling him to sleeping in his bed entirely naked and rubbing myself against him for several nights before anything happened. We're married now, so it worked out for me, but geez, Halloween morning 2014, he knocked on my door to drive me to work. We had been friends for a month and he wouldn't make a move, so I answered the door in a t-shirt and cat ears and absolutely nothing else. That bastard walked right past me and looked for coffee in the kitchen. We've been married 10 months now. He claims he totally knew my intentions, but knew being a gentleman would get him farther. I say he's full of it. Holy crud nuggets. This is my top comment ever, thanks internet strangers. This girl was sitting with our group of boys and saying if I was to get with one of you, it would be you, my name, and I was just like, "Aw, thanks very much, very kind of you to say that." Back in college, my now significant other of 4 years would walk me home from class at night. Mustered up the courage to ask him to come upstairs and have some wine with me. Hard no. Okay, he's not into it. 2 months later, he invites me and my friends to a party. He's blackout drunk when we show up and tells my friend that he's in love with me and got wasted because he was nervous about seeing me. She convinces him to tell me, knowing I was also into him. Curveball, told me that he was really into me, but didn't want to mess up my relationship. What relationship? You know, that guy from our class that you always talk to and giggle with. Matt? As in Matt with the boyfriend, Matt? Oh, well, that strangely explains a lot. After a conversation with my boyfriend about not being obvious enough when trying to initiate sex, I decided to entice him by posing naked on the corner of the bed and seductively whispering, "Hey you," as he walked in the room. His reaction? He walks in the room, gives me a bro nod, and says, "Hey babe, I gotta poop." We did not end up having sex that night. All these comments are making me not want to try any hints at all. From now on, I'm just going to be straightforward. We did it, Reddit. If you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing and checking out our other videos. Also follow us on our other social media accounts. Have a great day.